Well, here we have a little short video on making the shibori leaves that I'm used for my shibori flowers, and for my joggles class you can follow along with your instructions. In the background we have a little trumpet practice going on here for some juries at the university on tomorrow, so sorry about that. I may overdub this with some other music or something, but I promised I'd get this up on for the class this weekend. So starting off, we're going to fold the piece in half like this, right sides together, and stitching from the folded edge 1/8 of an inch or so away from the raw edges of the silk. Take small stitches down the edge of the ribbon, using your fingers to open up the pleats as you go. So once you've arrived at the end, just pull your thread up. I'm using an invisible sulky thread. It's a little trickier to work with than some, but I do a lot of sewing, hand sewing, so that I don't have to change colors. Alright, once we've gotten to the end here, pull the stitches out so there's no gathers in your seam, and we're going to take a couple of securing stitches here to hold that seam in place. Alright, so here's what you have here. We're going to turn this so the seam goes to the inside, and again just pull your seam out and adjust any gathers there. Each piece of the silk ribbon is unique, so no two leaves will ever turn out the same. If I flip this over, you'll see this is the shape of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the center of that down to the center seam that we just sewed, and with my thread still attached here, I'm going to take just a couple of securing stitches again to hold that in place in the center. Alright, so next I'm going to open up those pleats, and I'm going to do a little gathering seam again, just close to the edge, but here we can take some larger stitches because this is just simply a seam that's going to be pulled up or gathered. So once you get to the end, just pull that up, and you can take a securing stitch again back from that point down to the center, bringing your thread back down to the middle again. And at this point, I'll often, depending on what I'm making, I will often take a little bit of batting. This is some silk, hob silk batting, and I'll just tuck it into the leaf here to give it a little bit of body and shape. Now, I didn't used to do this, but I've taken to adding a little batting to my pieces just for further sculpting purposes. I just really like volume in my work. So once I have that in there, I'm going to continue on and stitch the other side of this, again with large gathering stitches from the center to the edge. And again, I'm going to adjust the shaping of it, and then I'm going to just pull the thread back through, take a couple more securing stitches, and there we go. Here's the leaf I just made. Here's the back side of the leaf. Alright, and here are a couple more leaves that I've already prepared. I've trimmed the bottom edge. You can do that as you go, or we could do that right now. I'm going to cut my thread, and I'll just cut some of those ends off. Just depends how neat you want your back to be. All this is not going to be seen anyway because it's going to go on the back side of your flower. There you have it. Here's the leaves. Hope that helps.